What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the commander Lohar. Okay, so Lohar is a great commander. You will get him earlier on in the game in an event called Lohar's Trial. I want to say it's like 4 or 5 days long, but you get it on like the third day of a new server. If you aren't a newer player, like if you've been playing for a while, usually this event comes around every month, every other month. But basically, we scroll down here. Lohar's Trial. Defeat. Sorry, goodness me. Defeat barbarians and prove you're worthy to challenge Lohar. So basically, search for barbarians on the map, or you can just kind of scroll around and see them. But whenever you do defeat these little barbarians, you'll be getting these things called bone necklaces, okay? So bone necklaces give you the chance to open up Lohars, whether it's a longbow or a buckler. Basically, they're just different versions. One's a little bit harder. Whenever you are earlier game, late game, you'll just breeze through these. But honestly, you might have Lohar max before KBK 1 opens up. That is a good goal to have because he is great. Not really for fighting KVK 1, but whenever you are again trying to level up your commanders, he's going to be the biggest one to make a difference for you. So if you look again, the XP bonus that you'll be getting is 70% whenever defeating barbarians on the map. This also counts for guardians, even though guardians aren't barbarians. So if you decide to bring him out there, put him either as a secondary or a main, depending on what level you have him. And you don't really need to dump, your epic heads into it. You will get a ton of these just for doing the event. Now, I also use him later games, so if you are a little bit later in the game, he is still pretty good with his healing as well. So here's the talent tree build that I have for him. I really just pushed it for the 10 AP and then the bonus resources I get from defeating barbarians. But I just pushed it here, and then here's the build I have. It's probably not the best one. Honestly, I'm not bringing him onto the field to fight other players. I'm just putting him in there to kind of just stay alive, since he does have a good healing factor as well. So whenever he is, fighting, his troops are kind of just staying alive. So I mean, I've been using this Lohar for days, and he started. I want to say it was. Let me just see what it was. I'm not gonna be able to. I want to say it was like 260 something with my troop expansion. So I mean, he's only been down 9,000 troops, and I've been literally training with the same marches. So if you want to see like unkillable marches, here you go. These marches will stay alive forever to barb chain, but Lohar is another one that I use. Is just it's an epic commander. He's the only one in my lineup for barb chaining, but he stays alive. He's great, and he's going to be bonus XP for my Theodora, so she's just getting leveled up without even having to think about it. I just pushed her to 4 stars yesterday, and now I'm almost at level 40. So it's great. Lohar is a great commander, and then again, whenever you are defeating them, what's going to happen is you'll get these system mails, and you'll claim these bow necklaces. Okay, so if you are earlier in the game, you're going to be getting a little bit less than I do at a certain time. Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and open up 243, and then we'll open up 1,000. So earlier game, Lohar's bow necklaces, you'll be getting the Lohar's buckler and the longbow. Basically, you'll be able to summon these and rally them. The longbow is easier, and then the buckler is a little bit harder. If you are earlier game, again, that's the only issue. Later game, you'll just breeze through these. You'll probably dump farm accounts in there to get them. But also, you'll be getting arrows of resistance. So whenever this event comes around, I highly recommend you just go all out for it. Waste your AP in the early game. Try and get this because the arrows of resistance is what's going to make or break you getting to T5. Plus, I mean, the resources and speed ups are okay. You got a couple hours here. So now let's do the fun one and open up 1,000 of these guys. Alright, so as you can see, you get a ton of the Lohars that you can summon, so you don't even have to worry about that. You get, again, a good amount of arrows, which later game are going to be a waste, but to unlock your first, T5, you will be needing all of the arrows that you can get. Later game, they just sit here. Same with your Books of Covenant, but these are going to bottleneck you in the earlier game to getting to City Hall 25 and, unlocking that T5 that everybody's wanting to. But if you wanted to summon a Lohar, basically you'll come over here to the other, scroll down, I think? Where are these guys hiding at? I've never opened these in a hot minute. Oh, right up top. So, you will just summon this guy, it's going to spawn next to your city, and to defeat this, it's 12,000 tier 1 units, which again is nothing, but it is a rally. So I'm not going to be able to rally it, I don't have any, slots open right now. So you would have to rally and wait the 5 minutes to actually queue it. And then if I did a blue one, I think it's 120,000, am I right? 70, so they changed it. It's 70,000 tier 2 units to defeat this. So again, it's earlier game, you might feel like that's harder, but just join up with your allies. Y'all should be, rallying these down after the event. So the event for me, I think is 2 days. Yeah, so we're almost done with it here. So the best way to optimize, your ability to get more Lohars is to just keep fighting barbarians the whole event time, um, and just some kind of save up all of these little necklaces that you get for the Lohars to summon, and then after the event ends, that's when you want to attack the Lohars because then you'll, have the most optimal use of your AP whenever the Lohar event is there, because it does only stay for a few days at the start of your kingdom, and then it does go away for again a month or two, and then it just comes back periodically every other month. So optimize your barbing. Your allies should be doing the same. So if you see allies that are hitting barbs and then summoning Lohars and rallying them immediately, tell them just to stay hitting barbs for the next few days, and then once the event ends, which it will in a few days, you'll then want to rally all the Lohars that you'll have. Plus, it's going to be a better, use of your AP. Count's going to get a little bit further whenever it does come to Lohars. And if you don't get a max before KVK 1, usually KVK 2, you aren't going to be bringing the Epic Commanders on the field. The only one that you might be is, Sun Tzu. But if you don't have a max and you want to max him, you can then use, your Epic Heads to max skill him if you want. That is completely fine. Just make sure you're doing it after KVK 1. Because KVK 1, you want to save those Epic Heads to potentially use Epic Commanders to fight with on the field. Outside of that, that's really it for Lohar. Again, he's a great, healer here whenever you do want to chain later game, and he's amazing for leveling up your commanders earlier game because he is one of the only people that have a XP bonus whenever you're attacking barbs. So keep that in mind, and I hope this video helps you out if you are curious about what Lohar does and everything. And then if you do like the video, feel free to drop a like or a comment on it, and I would appreciate a sub, man. Hey, thank you. Take care, y'all.